first American citizen to know peace had officially been declared, ending the American Revolutionary War. Hi Founder fans, Jason here, and today's founder is a man named William Temple Franklin. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Temple was the grandson of Benjamin Franklin, and that name certainly sounds familiar. In fact, and pardon my language, but Temple, as he was commonly called, was the bastard son of Benjamin Franklin. And when his father, William Franklin, gave birth to Temple, he actually hid his existence from Benjamin for several years and put him in foster care. Now, when Benjamin found out Temple was alive, he took the boy into his own custody and gave him a sparkling education. Of course, by this point, Benjamin Franklin was fabulously wealthy as far as colonists went. Now, when Benjamin Franklin went to Paris to negotiate with the French, he brought along young Temple as his personal secretary. And Temple stayed with his grandfather throughout his time in Paris. And in fact, when peace was declared, William Temple Franklin was there, serving in the room. However, he was not an official diplomat, so therefore he did not sign the Treaty of Paris that ended the war, but he was most certainly present for it, and therefore, as a private citizen hired to do this job, was the first citizen to learn about freedom and independence. Was official. We were done. The exception may have been Henry Laurens, although since Laurens did sign the document, despite questionable authority to do so, that makes Laurens more of an official ambassador in my eyes. Now, after Benjamin decided to return home, Temple sent in a request to the Continental Congress asking to replace him and be the American minister in Paris. Unfortunately, Continental Congress had certain trust issues with Temple because throughout the Revolution he had kept in touch with his father, William Franklin, who once was royal governor of New Jersey, but sided with the king and Great Britain and was actually arrested while he was royal governor during the Revolution and expelled and sent back to England. So because he had this relationship with his father, the Continental Congress didn't trust him. And additionally, he had some hefty competition for the position, as the person who did get the job was one Thomas Jefferson. So it was kind of an uphill battle for him anyway. Temple would come back to the United States, but he didn't have a lot of prospects and ended up going back to Europe, where he spent the remainder of his life working for a time with Robert Morris and actually making a good deal of money, but ended up squandering a lot of it and died poor in Europe. And interestingly enough, he never had any sons, and many of the Franklins had no sons. So when William Temple Franklin passed away, with him went the surname Franklin, at least in association to the late great Dr. Benjamin Franklin. So that's a brief history of William Temple Franklin, just a fascinating character in the Revolution. I hope I inspired you to go look up a little more about the Franklin family. I will put a link down below to an article I wrote about Franklin. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, and if you're new here, definitely subscribe. I put out videos 5 days a week. Thank you again, and I will see you with a live video tomorrow.